Okay, this is episode 2 of video. I've got 2 issues to answer today. Um, Nothing's really changed. It was only overnight, so 132 million population, um, income rate of 7.6, and an economy of 6.77 trillion. Um, they're probably the 3 numbers that I want to keep an eye on. Average income, I'm not too worried about. Well, average income and the income inequality, I'm not too worried about. As long as we have, um, as long as we have economic freedom, I guess those numbers will just be what they are. But uh, the goal of the the goal of the videos and the goal of this exercise is just to apply libertarian principles of ethics, non-aggression principle, to the issues that come up, and see how they work out. So I'll basically be trying to pick my response to each issue is going to be the one that I see as being the most kind of in line with non-aggression principle. So issue 1 for today is to read the issue. When your Minister for Health fell asleep for the 3rd time in your cabinet meeting, you confronted him. He told you his doctor had diagnosed him with vitamin D deficiency. In fact, his department estimates this condition may be affecting almost half of all Jive-Iranians. The debate. It's because Jive Erin is such a gloomy place, he yawns, yanking apart the curtains of the conference room to let a feeble ray of sunshine in. Look, I know we can't change the weather, but perhaps we can help people get more sunlight by promoting an outdoor culture. Why should we be cooped up in enclosed spaces like offices and schools? Give a tax break for businesses that have their workers under an open sky. Well, I don't mind the idea of a tax break. Um, any amount of tax is some amount of aggression against the population, but I also don't like the idea of giving tax breaks to one group over another group. But tax breaks are a good thing. 2. If you go out in Jive, Erin, you're likely to die of exposure, snarls Asok Kilkenny, the owner of a local tanning salon, handing you a brochure with pictures of perfectly tanned top models. If you subsidized sunbed services, people could enjoy the benefits of wholesome, sunny day natural health rays, even when it's raining outside. No, I don't like the idea of a subsidy. That's not a tax break really. It's just money going from taxation from one part of the economy to subsidize another part of the economy. So out of the 2, I'd prefer option 1. Number 3. All this natural sunlight seems to be a bit complicated, says synthetic chemistry enthusiast Faith Roberts, happily munching on her morning toast enhanced with a colloid of crunch-enhancing plastic beads. I mean, everyone loves chemistry. Require fortification of bread products, breakfast cereals and other foods with pre-isomerized 7-dehydrocholesterol, and then everyone will have healthy bones and teeth. She stops talking to spit out a broken tooth. Yeah, require fortification of bread products. So it would probably improve the population's health. Yeah, as this game works. Although there's kind of a hint there as well that it might backfire. But requiring businesses to do something like fortify their products, that's just a straight up rights violation. So I don't see number 3 outcompeting number 1 in terms of adhering as closely as possible to a libertarian view. So I'd still say number 1. Number 4, nothing new under the sun, huh? Butts in Kim Dollar, your elderly neighbour, slipping out off his bathrobe to proudly expose sagging skin folds and liver-spotted buttocks. There's plenty of sunlight outside, if you ask me. The problem is that light can't get through the fabric barriers that we mummify ourselves with. Enforce compulsory nudity and let bodies luxuriate in the sun. For health, he leers hopefully at an attractive young intern, miming the removal of clothing. Uh, so yeah, that one again. What was the word that kind of jumps out? Enforcing compulsory anything is definitely not a libertarian position. So I'm going to go with number one. It's not ideal. There's a compromise that I'll have to make probably on every choice. So what effect has that had? Shivering secretaries type letters under torrential downpours in open roof offices. Incomes rising, economist says. Soda sales see sweet surge. Big business applauds government support. Tax increase vital to funding Iranian innovation, economists say. Oh, I might have actually increased. I have increased the taxation rate. So we've given a tax break to one group, but it's increased overall taxation. Business subsidization jumped a lot. Bureaucratic comprehensiveness rating scale jumped a lot. I don't think I'll get into what each of these are. It would probably take too long, but if anyone's interested, you might be able to find what each of these are somewhere in NationStates. Average income went up, that's good, and disposable income went up. So I guess even though they're paying more tax, they've had an income increase that's offset that with their disposable income increasing overall. Other effects were all pretty small, except for health. Health really dropped. So I guess that's had that's backfired really. All right, interesting. You can go to a detailed view. Actually, that's interesting because there are bigger effects here. Bus surprisal index. What's that? The World Census paid their respects at cemeteries in order to determine how likely citizens were to die each year from unnatural causes, such as crime, preventable illness, accident, and government encouragement. So that's jumped quite a lot. You don't really get to see why, uh, directly what the direct effect was. Um, so I don't know if that's somewhere in the game or if you just have to kind of use your imagination. All right, second issue. Champagne in the glass. Overnight, police in Jive, Erin City raided dozens of stores selling counterfeit wine that was masquerading as vintages from Jive Erin, but actually originated from Daguo. Furious wine executives and other lobbyists have pressed into your office the following day, afroth with rage. Well, that would be counterfeit is against libertarian values or the non-aggression principle. I probably couldn't justify it because I don't know it all too well, but you can't defraud people, even though it's not physical aggression. I think that the concept is something like uh, something like coercion, because you've made somebody act under false pretense. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to describe it very well. So that's a bad thing. We can't just say, well, that's fine. It's not aggressive. You're allowed to lie. All right, the debate. This foreign rockgut is a threat to job-creating Jive Iranian businesses, rages Julie Gallo, head of one of the country's largest wineries. I'm trying to serve our fine vintages like Dom Pretension and Max de Polciano de Bruzzo to Jive Iranians, but people end up buying fake crap. We must create a special liquor legitimacy office, covering both customs and law enforcement, to ensure the integrity of the products being sold. I'd drink to that. Well, besides it being a government body, which which we wouldn't agree with, if there was some kind of private business and what they did was certify certain consumer products, that would be fine. But the fact that it's a government body, that kind of offsets that. I guess that one, overall is not libertarian. Maybe we'll get a private business solution here. Yeah, like that'll work, scoffs Agatha Smithers, head of the Jive Erin City Corner Store Alliance. You'll only end up raising taxes through the roof, eliciting lots of booze throughout Jive Erin. Scotch that idea. If anything, we need less regulation and rules on local liquor and wine producers, especially if you're so damn worried about importing phony hooch. A few tax credits for these hard-working entrepreneurs wouldn't hurt either. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, not strictly kind of libertarian, we're talking tax credits, but we've got less regulation as well, so it beats number one, so number two so far. Alright, third option. Our friend from the winery has an excellent idea. After all, bureaucracy solves everything. I probably don't need to read the rest of this one, but we'll keep going. This is red tape lover Norm Gumbel. Reportedly voted most likely to correct your grammar during high school. Let's take it a step further. Nationalise all alcohol sales in Jive Erin under the LLO brand. We can then control the product coming in, have enormous buying power, and rake in a vat load of taxes to help our ailing coffers. It's a triple win. Cheers. Yeah, so that one's out. That's kind of the opposite. Number 4. As your office clears, an email from the ambassador of the UO pops into your inbox. We have read of the raid carried out by your crooked officials, unjustly targeting our excellent products. Perhaps if you lowered your ludicrous trade restrictions to allow more of our fine liquors into your nation, this supposed problem would go away. If you don't, it just shows you are afraid because the Guo wine is best wine and our prices cannot be beat. Okay, so I was looking at number 2 previously, because we had less regulation, but we've also got tax credits. Number 1 was out, although I do like the idea of private businesses that certify products. It's still a government solution. So I think I've got to pick number 4. All that we'd be doing as a government in this one is lowering trade restrictions. So, of course, there's going to be other effects that occur, but that's the most libertarian solution as I read it. I'll have to go number 4. What's the effects? The talking point. Alcoholism is the newest import from Daguo. The Jive Iranian economy rose from strong to very strong. Oh, well, that's good. Recent headlines. Houses flooded in freak storm. Fewer lazy bums than ever before, bosses note. Latest economic data shows surge in manufacturing and economists bullish on Jive Iranian economy. Well, they're good effects. Wealth gap increased, but that's not a problem. Harmlessness went up. Economic freedom went up. The economy went up. Crime went up, actually. it supported our cheese exports. So going through those, I think it had a positive effect. None of these really strike me as increasing rights violations as they're seen in non-aggression principle, except crimes per hour went up. Taxation went down, so that's less rights violations overall. Authoritarianism went down. That's got to be good for a libertarian-based company, based nation. So I think that had the desired effect, the effect that you'd kind of predict. Death rate went up again. I mean, death's not good, right? But if people choose to engage in risky behavior, that's their choice to make. So if the life expectancy goes down and that kind of thing, I don't see that as the responsibility of a government. It's more people are just choosing to engage in risky behavior. Cool. All right. That'll be it for this video.